the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the
7,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria this year. 7,000. According to Newsweek, the story came out. And you don't hear much about it, okay? You don't. You hear a lot more about Gaza. Focus on 7,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria this year. 7,000. According to Newsweek, the story came out. And you don't hear much about it, okay? You don't. You hear a lot more about Gaza than you hear about Christians. Christians get killed. Even some Christians don't talk about it enough. They put more focus onto what's going on with Gaza because it's easier to have an enemy that is disliked than this. However, this is the reality of it, what's going on in Nigeria right now. 7,000 Christians have been killed during the first 220 days of 2025. a civil society watchdog says this is an average of 35 killings a day, according to a recent report published by the Nigeria-based human rights NGO and International Society for Civil Liberties and the Rule of Law. Nigeria has long been an epicenter of Christian persecution, with more Christians killed for their faith in Nigeria than in the rest of the world combined. Damn. According to human rights organization Open Doors, which monitors the persecution of Christians around the globe, the violence has displaced at least 12 million Christians since 2009. 16 years, according to Inner Society. That year marked the start of Boko Haram's insurgency to establish a caliphate in Nigeria and the broader Sahel. In the 16 years since, Inter Society estimates 189,000 civilians have been killed, 125,000 of whom were Christians, and 60,000 were liberal Muslims. The Inter Society reports that 7,087 Christians were killed in Nigeria between January 1st and August 10th, and that 7,800 were abducted in the same period. The report identified Benue State and Nigeria Middle Belt as among the hardest hit, with at least 1,100 deaths, including the Yalawata massacre in June, with 280 Christians were killed. Rob, if you have a clip to play, is this the clip of the gentleman explaining what's going on? Or this is the one that I'm running out? Okay, go for it. It's after church service, I believe, by the way.
That's every gunshot you're hearing is hitting in person.
My people, my family members, they died in this house. 11. And some died in the other stores. 8. Some died here. My whole family members that died yesterday, day before yesterday, on that very day, there were 20. That is my own family members. I'm not talking about any other thing. That is my own family members. This is my store. Those shops are my stores. Those places are being burned.
Please walk.
Those places, this place is being burned. Here and up, my house is up there. That place also is burned. And the store where I pack my goods, I store my goods everywhere, has burned. They burned my clothes, they burned everything, they burned our food. All my family members, what we came out with is our clothes, what we wear. And I, standing here, this is what I came out with. And this is the only thing that I have. There's no anything with me.
Vinny, thoughts?
Going back to exactly what I was talking about, and it's like, I'm going to be honest. I had no idea. And why is that? Because the mainstream media doesn't give a damn, and they're not reporting this. It took Bill Maher. And you guys know me. I'm one of the most critical about this freaking guy, TDS. He goes back, he goes left, he goes right. It took him having Nancy Mace on to bring this up. Bob, you want to play this clip?
Yeah,
play this clip, please.
Nigeria, I mean, the fact that this issue has not gotten on people's radar.
Right, no one's talking about it.
It's pretty amazing. If you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, your media sources suck.
Yep.
You are in a bubble. And again, I'm not a Christian, but they are systematically killing the Christians in Nigeria. They've killed over 100,000 since 2009. They've burned 18,000 churches. This is so much more. These are their Islamists, Boko Haram. This is so much more of a genocide attempt than what is going on in Gaza. They are literally attempting to wipe out the Christian population of an entire country. Where are the kids protesting this?
It's a great point.
Thank you. Because no one will talk about it, so thank you.
Absolutely.
And so why? Is it because, and he said this, but Adam, I know you said this at the point, I got to give you credit where credit's due. No Jews, no news. Okay? This is a calling for all the Christian people. Like, where are you at? And you said it, I had to highlight it. In 2023, 4,100 Christians killed. That's 82% of all faith-based related killings worldwide. Guys, 84% of every Christian dying is right there. Okay, and meanwhile, guess what the U.S. lawmakers are pushing? They're pushing. They haven't declared anything, labeling Nigeria a country of particular concern. All right, what particular concern? The concern is there, and this guys, and the most powerful part. And I have to hold back my freaking emotions with all this persecution, Pat. 94% of Nigerian Catholics are still going to mass every week. Wow. Their faith is freaking unshaken, even in the face of death. Rob, can you play this clip? Look at this. Look at that. They're refusing. Holy moly. God bless them. Look at this.
We praise your name.
Wow. You can stop it, Rob. So that's what faith over fear. Look at that, Tom. Faith. They still, and they're not stopping. They're not stopping. And I absolutely love, Pat, they can't. What are they going to do? Bow down and say, no, we're sorry. No. You got to stick up for your faith, and that's it. Wow.
Tom.
This is heavy stuff. And I'm glad to finally see it coming out in media so that people can see the truth of what's going on in this world. This is why the world needs a savior. And what you have here is you have people understanding that a church is not a building. A church is a gathering of believers who are supporting each other, holding hands in the remnant of a building there, not knowing if their oppressors are going to return to finish the job on them. That is faith in action. That is faith over fear. And what you also have is, although Nigeria is rich in resources, they got a lot of natural resources. The way to get people to help you in this world is to have oil, to have gold, or have rich minerals, and then the West that needs those is more likely to give you aid and come help. That's not a criticism, that's a fact. And the thing that inspires me is that these people are living and trying to do it. What further inspires me is the churches and organizations around the world that are continuing to send missionaries and relief supplies into these areas. Darfur has been going on for 20 years now. Darfur, 20 years. And so to understand the power of the faith is to see it right there and to say, what could make someone there simply come together and pray? Not pick up arms, not go on a retaliation mission, but to come together and pray in encouragement. That's what this is all about. The number one persecuted group on earth is Christians. You can spin it any way you want, but you'd be wrong. This is what's happening. And they're returning prayer and peace in the face of persecution. And you've got governments, in this case, it happens to be a Sunni side of the Islamic tradition that is in control of the government, that is systematically trying to wipe everybody else out, specifically the Christians. And the reason the Christians are dangerous, if you ask, they will tell you, is because they're fearless and they keep talking about Christ and they keep attempting to bring the good news of Jesus to other people, which causes people to convert. It's not political. It's not. Are you scared about carrying a Republican or a Democrat voter ID? No, I'll just carry independent. So if anybody steals my wallet, they won't pick on me. No, these are people that are bringing the good news of Jesus Christ, and these people are unafraid. And that is what the other side fears, is the power of the Holy Spirit and people converting. So what do? They think that by burning the churches and killing the people that they're doing it. This is horrifying. But they are liberating, but they are also inspiring people to be missionaries, to reach out and do it. And I just wish that the attitude of the media wouldn't be the right people are dying.
Yeah.
Adam.
Well, I don't know how you guys haven't noticed this, but this is something that's been going on for years and years and years and years, and the media just doesn't cover it. But it doesn't take an investigative journalism to realize that the following, they famously say, not all Muslims are terrorists, but all terrorists just happen to be Islamists. And I would like to separate what it is between it being an Islamist or jihadist, between a normal, peace-loving Muslim. Like, let's get real here. But all these groups have something in common, whether it's ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Taliban, the Boko Haram, that's just murdering Christians in Nigeria, whether it's the Islamic Jihad, whether it's the Houthis in Yemen. They're all jihadists. So which makes me wonder, Hamas is literally one of these groups. This is their function. They want to kill people who are not like them. The only difference is all these other groups are focusing on Christians. Hamas just happens to be focusing on Jews. But they famously say, first they come for the Saturday people, but then guess what? Then they come for the Sunday people. These people do not want to coexist. What don't you get, guys? What don't you get? I mean, you might have your criticism of what's going on in Gaza, but Jews or Israelis, because not all Israelis are Jewish, have a very deep understanding of it's kill or be killed Unfortunately, you think you're going to negotiate with Boko Haram? You think you're going to reason with these people that are literally mowing people down? They're leaving church. They have a higher calling from Allah to commit jihad or practice jihad, and there's nothing stopping them. You know, Pat, you always talk about choose your enemies wisely. You know, and you give credit to your enemies. You give them credit because they're very clear in what they want. They want to take you out in business or they want to take you out in life. And it's very clear what's happening. You said no Jews, no news. Correct. Why are there protests just for Gaza? I mean, show me a protest for what's going on in Nigeria. Christians getting mowed down, nothing. Show me a protest for what's going on in Sudan, millions of people. Show me a protest of what's going on in Ukraine at this point, nothing. So the hypocrisy that comes from, oh, well, it's a genocide in Gaza. There's other countries in the world where Christians are being persecuted, not just persecuted, killed, beheaded. You see what's going on in Syria.
That's literally, they're trying to do 125,000 people.
Murdering. You see what happened with the Druze and the Christians in Syria. But, you know, I always have fun when I see people doing the Free Palestine. Okay, cool, I respect that. And I said, you see these interviews, why are you doing this? We're anti-war. Great. Name me one other protest you've ever been to. Name me one other. No, this is the only thing I've ever done. So that's the hypocrisy, that they've never gone to any other anti-war protest other than what's going on in Gaza.
I tell you what, though, man, let me tell you guys, if there's anything, like I had a very intense conversation with one of my kids last night, very intense conversation with one of my kids last night. You have to be very careful, man, to not fall for the mob. And just because somebody is so convincing in their delivery of their message, you cannot be, and you may sit there and you may be like, well, he seems like he's this, he seems like he's that, he seems like he's this. And it's like, yeah, oh my God, that's what they're doing. And you're like, oh my God, I'm feeling it. And you're like, hey, pump the brakes, bro. This is how you all of a sudden get recruited into a mob. Be very, very careful of how you get manipulated and brainwashed into certain things, okay? You have to be. They do it to kids. They do it to adults. It doesn't matter if you're 70 years old, 80 years old, 22 years old, 42 years old, or 13 years old. They're going to come after you to try to brainwash you. And almost, you know what percentage falls for it? You know what percentage falls for it? What percentage of people think fall for brainwashing? For the mob? What percentage? I'm going to give you a number. I bet you're not going to get it right. What do you think the number is?
80 to 90.
What percentage falls for it?
On Fox 1, now you can stream your favorite live sports, so you can be there.
No religious persecution in Nigeria is a lie from the pit of hell. I've always believed no religious persecution in Nigeria is a lie from the pit of hell. I've always believed in good governance. And since I assumed office, no religious persecution in Nigeria is a lie from the pit of hell. I've always believed in good governance. No religious persecution in Nigeria is a lie from the pit of hell.
Fulani herdsmen came in around the Yelwata East, started firing gunshots. They fired for almost 5 hours. They met a stiff resistance here from the police. Immediately when they met the resistance, they moved towards Yelwata Market, Yelwata New Market. There they slaughtered more than 100 persons. The incidents lasted for more than 5 hours. They burnt some of our community members in stores there. There are some stores that are housing more than 50 persons. All were burnt down. People slaughtered there, others burnt to ashes.
My family members affected, they are 5 in numbers. My wife, brother, and 4 children. Yes, all killed in the market side.
Issuing the illegal sit at home, Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit at home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit at home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Point of order, the leader of the Senate.
All hail Biafra, land of the rising sun, we love and cherish. We have vanquished our enemies. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. In him we trust. Shout it, sing it. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. We have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra. We shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes.
A minute silence to the fallen heroes of Biafra, and the time starts now. We mourn our heroes past, we celebrate them as we continue to fight on to see that Biafra is fully restored. Ise, Ise, Ise. Warm greetings to everyone. From me to you, it is good evening, and good night, and good afternoon, and good morning to some of you, depending on your time zone. I salute the existence of our leaders that have lived before us, those that are in detention that are still fighting for this same Biafra, and our Biafran people back home, and our Biafra defense forces who have put their lives on the line, which we have decided to make sure we put them. Our Biafra defense forces have put their lives on the line, and we have to give them all our support. They are defending Biafra land every day, and they happens to be the only defense of everybody in Nigeria today. Without them, Nigeria would have fallen apart, and every Christian would have been slaughtered before now. But with the presence of the Biafran people, with the presence of the Biafra Defense Forces, you can see that the Christians in Nigeria have not all been slaughtered yet. So let us put this video as illustration to explain to people what the Biafra Defense Forces are doing to every Christian in Nigeria. I want everyone to watch this. So this is what happens in the case of the Christians in Nigeria. Here you see the Biafra Defense Forces, who is trying to stop the terrorists from slaughtering the entire Christendom in Nigeria. This illustration of the Biafra Defense Forces standing as a brick wall against the terrorists that is coming from a far distance way, rolling down to come and destroy the Christians that are here. You see, these are the Christians. These are the Christians in Nigeria. This is the Biafra Defense Force, who would see that if nobody do anything in Nigeria, that everybody will be wiped off. And then they stand up. They form a defense mechanism. They formed a brick wall to stop the terrorists from slaughtering the babies, women, and children that are in this church. Because they come for everything that is Christian and anything that does not also answer their same Fulani and the conquest agenda of jihad. So, for those of you Igbo politicians, yes, for those of you terrorist politicians that are of the Biafran extract, that are being used by the Nigerian terrorist government to go after Nnamdi Kanu, to go after Simon Ekpa, to go after the Biafra Liberation Army. When you pull down Biafra Liberation Army, this is what will happen to the churches. This is what will happen to the Christians. You see, the Biafra Liberation Army is now standing as a stumble block, is the one blocking the jihad from happening and taking everybody out in the churches. By the time you remove the Biafra Liberation Army, remove Nnamdi Kanu, remove Simon Ekpa, remove the Biafran people, remove BRGIE, these terrorists that you see here will finally come down to destroy the entire people inside this church. So the fight or the stand of the Biafran people is not just for the Biafran people alone. It is to see that we bring the survival of everyone in this Nigeria, most especially those that believe in our values, those that believes in our ethics, those that believes in our standards, those that believes in what we believe. So pulling down the Biafra Liberation Army is an easy way, a leeway to give the terrorists a defense, to give the terrorists go ahead to go and destroy the churches. Watch it. See? You're stoning the Biafra Liberation Army. You're stoning them, you're shooting at them. And where are they doing the shooting? The shooting are coming from the Nigerians, the Mkurumeri Nigerians, even the churches that you're trying to defend. The stoning on the Biafra Army, the Biafra people, the Biafra Liberation Army, the Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa is coming from where? The same people that they want to save. Yes, the same people that you want to save are the ones stoning and casting the stones on you and casting the bullet. They all carry bullets. They assemble politicians. They assemble the youth. They assemble everybody, and then they give them weapons. They assemble the community youth and tell you that Biafra Liberation Army is your problem. And then you start stoning them. You start stoning them. See, they are your defense. As you start stoning them, you start condemning and destroying Biafra and BRGI and Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, and Biafra Defense Forces, and every well-meaning Biafran that is fighting for Biafra, contributing financially and otherwise. You start stoning them. You start stoning them and bringing them down. This is what awaits you. By the time you succeed in destroying them, the terrorists that they have been stopping from coming to kill you will come and fall on you. Watch it. At this very point, the Biafra people, the Biafra Liberation Army, Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, BRGI, seeing that your betrayals are too much and you're coming to kill him first, what did he do? He opened the way and allowed that terrorist to come and touch you. This is what will face you. And this is the terrorist now falling down on the church. Can you see? The church that was standing here before, which Biafra Army tried to save. This is the church. Now, as Biafra Army that you now castigate and destroy, Nnamdi Kanu that you're jailing and detention, Simon Ekpa you're imprisoning, BRGI that you're destroying, and the recognition which many of you are coming out openly to say, Elias, go and stop, that you will not get Biafra restoration. The other one say, when the attorney and the lobbyists make one step to get Biafra restoration, that they will move 5 steps to destroy it. This is what you are doing and what is coming to meet you. So when the people that God have ordained as this BDF figuratively here in this video now step aside, you will not see the existence of this church again. And these people, this church here exemplifies the people that are living, that are under the destruction of the Fulani terrorists that are coming in. So when Biafra Defense Forces here now move away, that is what happens to you. You see when the stone is rolling down, the terrorist jihad, you see, when they are coming down, you no longer be able to recognize the church anymore. The church become debris. This is what happens when they burn down churches and destroy everything to ashes. So the question now is to the Igbo politicians. Nnamdi Kanu is your only problem. Simon Ekpa is your only problem. Biafra Liberation Army is your only problem. Ohaneze ndị Igbo. Biafra Liberation Army is your problem. General Gentle is your problem. General Butuzo is your problem. Igbo governors and all the terrorist politicians. The only problem you have is Biafra Army and Biafra people and Biafra independence. You want to kill Nnamdi Kanu in detention. That is the only problem you have, so that they cannot come and get Biafra, while you glorify the terrorists that is taking over the entire place. Biafran people, this persistence sensitization that we are embarking on is to awaken your subconsciousness. If you want Nnamdi Kanu to be released today, tomorrow, hold all these politicians accountable. They are the ones that made arrangement with Nigerian government that they succeeded in kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu and they brought him down to Nigeria. After they tortured him for many days and then he did not die as they had planned. They are the same people that placed bounty on the head of our prime minister to be killed. Why? Because of fighting for Biafra. But today, I'm going to show you how useless these Igbo politicians have become, that they want to kill their own. While the Yoruba people that they say are useless, they are the highest betrayers. They are the people that saved Showore. They are the people that saved Sunday Igbo. And today, these same Yoruba elders, they have come out again and they start a political campaign. They are campaigning to where? UN. And what are they doing? They are pointing out the genocide, the terrorist invasion that is going to take over Southwest. I did not say take over Nigeria. They did not say take over Nigeria. They say take over Southwest. You see, they understand and put the lives of their people to be the priority. They understand their existence, their babies, women, and children. But what is Igbo politician doing? Listen to what Igbo politician is doing.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
That is the problem of Igbo politicians, right? Biafra is their problem, while other people are looking for a way to safeguard their children. Now, look at what Yoruba politicians and elders are doing. I want you to look at what Yoruba politicians and elders are doing. Can you see what is on the screen? This is dated today. Today is what? 30th of September. 30th of September. Can you see what is written on the screen? 130 Yoruba groups petitioned the UN over impending genocide. They warn of terrorist invasion of Southwest Nigeria. They warn of terrorist invasion of Southwest Nigeria. They did not warn of terrorist invasion of Southeast. They did not warn of terrorist invasion of Middle Belt. They did not warn of terrorist invasion of Northwest and North Central and Northeast. But they warn of terrorist invasion of Southwest Yoruba land, because they identify their problem and then they go for the solution. But what is Igbo politician doing? What is written here? Is it Sunni groups? No, it is Yoruba groups. See, it is written. 130 Yoruba groups petition UN over impending genocide. To where? They warn of terrorist invasion of Southwest. 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 Not Southeast. Not Middle Belt. They are talking to protect their babies, women, and children. And as you see all of them, so they are very solidly behind what is it called again? Sunday Igboho for Oduduwa Republic. They are solidly behind Sunday Igboho for Oduduwa Republic. After all, if Obasanjo, who happened to be a head of state, who have massacred Biafrans in Odi, in Bayelsa, and massacred in other places in Biafra land, but when it was time that Sunday Igboho was to be kidnapped by Nigerian terrorist government in Benin to bring him down to Nigeria, Obasanjo left Nigeria to make sure Sunday Igboho is not kidnapped. Even the Tinubu that you see here in power, Tinubu also played a vital role to make sure that Sunday Igboho was not kidnapped by Buhari terrorist government. All the Yoruba leaders, they stood up. They say, you cannot kidnap our son the way we sat down and saw that Igbo politicians decided to sell out their own son because they want political gain. Because they know that Nigeria is already a terrorist den. So Yoruba politicians, they play politics with their brain. They play the politics. They don't jump inside and allow water to cover them. How many of you remember what happened during the genocidal war? Who did we bring out of detention? Awolowo. Awolowo came out, and when Awolowo was saying, if the East secede from Nigeria, the Southwest will follow suit. After Awolowo went down and sit down with Gowon, and they were discussing, Awolowo changed his mind. He played politics and became the governor, or whether was it central bank governor or which governor was that he was made. And he was the person that implemented and came about with what? The implementation of blockade. Implementation of blockade that was used to do what? To blockade the Biafran people, which came about with starvation. Which your money in the banks were all confiscated. So Yorubas will be playing politics, and they play with their brain. When they see that you want to kill their own children, they will chicken out. They will chicken in. They will shake their body and shake their head and tell you, no, this one has to do with our own children's life. We cannot risk it because of your political gain. Showore is walking out in Nigeria every day, doing protests and going everywhere. What is happening to Showore today? Sunday Igboho, where is he? He's doing protests in Nigeria. Is he talking about the World Republic? A Yoruba man is now in where? Presidency. And that is why all the charges that Buhari put on Sunday Igboho when he wanted to kill him, Jagaban has brought down all the charges against Sunday Igboho. Nigerian terrorist government enjoys playing their card. Now, Tinubu is debunking the claim or the evidences that is all over the media that there is no genocide happening in Nigeria. Listen to him. Listen to him here.
No religious persecution in Nigeria is a lie from the pit of hell. No religious persecution in Nigeria is a lie from the pit of hell. I've always believed in good governance.
Did you hear him? That there is no religious persecution in Nigeria. There is no massacre. That all these evidences, videos that I have played at the beginning of this program, that they are all lies. This is a president of a country telling you. When you see first-hand evidences, you see where over 200 were massacred in Plateau. The survivors are testifying and telling you, my family, I lost 5. My family, I lost 3. My family, I lost 6. My family, I lost 7. a president is coming to tell you that they are all lies. Then, Igbo politician is standing on the floor of the National Assembly and is telling Nigeria that they should come and kill their own, that they should come and kill Simon Ekpa, they should come and kill Nnamdi Kanu, they should come and kill all Biafrans. They should go after Biafra Liberation Army. That they should not exist, that Biafra should not exist. But the Oduduwas, the Yorubas are coming together and petitioning international communities. They are bringing the same fight that Biafrans are fighting. They are bringing the same terrorism that has engulfed the entire Nigeria, which the Biafran people are fighting. It is because of this terrorism that is happening that made Biafrans to gather in the U.S. congressional briefing on Biafra. And then Biafran people have gone this far, penetrating the U.S. Congress and putting the matter on the table. While you have another set of Biafran staying inside the National Assembly of Nigeria and telling Nigeria that they should come and kill all Biafrans because they are fighting for Biafra independence. And all of you will say that they are doing well, right? Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. They are all there telling the presidency of Nigeria, don't release Nnamdi Kanu so that Biafra shouldn't come. But Oduduwas are here unanimously coming together. Over 130 Yoruba groups, they are petitioning the UN over the genocide that is happening. Already the Yoruba people are already beginning to run away from their houses in Kwara, in Plateau, in Ekiti, in Niger State, in Ondo. The war is facing them very clear. And they are not taking chances. They are not going to look for Sunday Igbo to kill. They are not going to look for Oduduwa agitators to kill. They are not calling on Nigerian terrorist government to come and kidnap and pick all the Oduduwa agitators for asking for Oduduwa Republic, for asking for self-determination. No, what are they doing? They are actually coming together. The group, you see over 130 groups writing petitions unanimously and putting pen on paper and sending it to UN. Calling on UN for their own interests, telling UN that they should be aware that as they are going to start, they will be coming up together to destroy the terrorists. But the Igbo politician is there inside National Assembly. He is calling on Nigeria to come and kill Simon Ekpa. He is calling on Nigeria to come and kill Nnamdi Kanu. He is calling on Nigeria to come and kill Biafra Defense Forces so that Nigeria can continue. Did you hear him? He said the Senate is worried that if the activity of Biafra is not cut off, that everybody in Nigeria will come to the realization and the belief that Nigeria is not workable. And so, according to them, they are worried and that Nigeria should do something to come and make sure they kill Simon Ekpa and kill Biafra Defense Forces and kill Nnamdi Kanu so that Biafra will not come. It's not an Hausa man that is saying it, it's Igbo man that is saying it in the National Assembly. It's not a Tifi man that is saying it, it's Igbo man. It's not a Yoruba man that is, this is what a Yoruba man is doing. This is what a Yoruba man is doing. A Yoruba man, this is what he's doing. He's protecting Sunday Igbo. He's also protecting who? Showore. He's also protecting all the Yoruba people. But what is our own senator doing? Our own senator is calling on Nigeria to come and kill Biafrans. Because we are talking about Biafra independence. But Oduduwa is talking about Oduduwa independence. And Oduduwa senator is not calling on Nigerian government to come and kill the Oduduwa people. No. Sunday Igbo was saved by the same Oduduwa senators. And even Oduduwa president. Imagine Obasanjo, a president of Nigeria, going to make sure Sunday Igbo is not kidnapped to Nigeria. But our own, the people that made sure Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped are our Igbo elite. The ones in politics, the ones that have businesses, the ones that think that if Biafra come today, that we will not allow them to continue with their criminality and their corruption. So, Biafrans, it is not time for you to continue to lament again. It is time to pick eye for an eye. It is time for you to look for these politicians that are calling for your heads to be cut off, that are looking for Nnamdi Kanu to kill, that want Nnamdi Kanu to die in detention. Look for them and hold them accountable and ask them to give you Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. To give you Biafra Defense Forces that they are going after. They want to wipe out Biafra Defense Forces. Yesterday, I showed you a publication by Ohaneze Ndibo. They call for the heads of Biafra Defense Forces on a spike. They waited to see that Nnamdi Kanu was not released on medical conditions. They pressed every button behind the scene in the DSS and Abuja and told the terrorist president in Nigeria that they should not release Nnamdi Kanu. All these politicians that you see here, not the politicians of Abuja, not the ones of Kaduna, not the ones of Kano, not the ones of Lagos, not the politicians of Ekiti, not the politicians of Kwara State or Plateau. No, it is the ones that we have in Biafra land. Exactly this one that you see that is standing here. This is Osita Isunaso. This is Osita Isunaso.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Did you see their problem? Their problem is Biafra. Igbo politicians, their problem is Biafra. Their problem is not the Fulani terrorists. Their problem is not the Boko Haram. Their problem is not the terrorist Nigeria that have marginalized the Biafran people for years, that have not allowed the whole Eastern region to liberate. Their problem is not Nigerian terrorist government who shut down the Calabar seaport. No, their problem is not. Their problem is not the Nigerian terrorist government who monopolize production of oil and gas and also flour and meal. It's only a Dangote that Nigeria has made and given a monopoly of license to produce cement in Nigeria. Ibeto Cement was shut down. The steel company in Biafra land was shut down. Everything must be Dangote. Dangote, they still give him the monopoly again to build refinery just yesterday. But the refineries that have existed in Biafra land for many years, they make it to be unworkable. The only thing they do is they channel pipeline that suckle the oil from the soil and channel it out. They refuse to refine it there so that you will not have work. They destroy everything. They turn everything down to the other side of the country so that you will continue to remain slave and you continue to be begging them to eat. And in proxy, these politicians that you will see here will become rich every day. They will make more money. Their families will live big. They will have visa to go to America and UK and Switzerland and Europe and everywhere, while you remain as a pauper for the rest of your lives. There are many of you that have lived and you are in your 50s and you have never touched 10 million naira. Am I even talking of 10 million naira? Some of you are in your 50s. You have never touched 5 million naira. Some of you, you are in your 50s. You have never touched 1 million naira. Any day that you hear that the money in your hand reach 500,000 naira, it's like God has made you rich. While a child of this politician, if you open his or her bank account, they have up to 20 million naira inside. But you, an indigenous person, your account cannot read up to even 1 million naira. You will work. Oh, your account cannot read up to 1 million naira. Any day that your account goes up to 500, you will start doing Thanksgiving in church. And pastor will say, pay 10% from the 500 so that more will come. Because you believe that it is the goodness of God that makes it to come, you remove 10% and pay. There is no harm in paying title, but pay it to the right pulpit, which is the pulpit of Biafra, the pulpit of Biafra liberation. So, my message tonight is not long, but I open the mic for those that want to comment. Come and ask the question. The Yorubas that you say they are very useless, they are so betrayal in nature, they save their own children, their own fathers, their own sons from being slaughtered by Nigeria terrorist government. Obasanjo went as far as leaving Nigeria, and with other Yoruba elders, they left Nigeria. They got down to Benin Republic to make sure Sunday Igboho, who was the eye of Oduduwa Republic, was not kidnapped. But our own, it is our own Igbo elders and elite that actually signed the paper, made the arrangement for our supreme leader to be kidnapped. They made all the arrangement. And here, you also see that the people that want the Biafra Defense Forces to be all destroyed today, tomorrow, they are still our elite. But looking at the screen on the left-hand side, what do you see? What you see is that the Oduduwa group again, who stopped Nigeria terrorist government from kidnapping their own son because he came out to speak for Oduduwa Republic because of the jihad that is happening. That same Oduduwa family and people now, they have come out again, and they come out in 130 different groups and join hands together. And then they are writing petition, and they are informing the entire world that the war of jihad has come and they are not going to back down, that they want to fight, that they are going to fight these terrorists. It is this same terrorists that Biafran people are fighting, and Igbo politicians are standing up to kill all the Biafran youth that are fighting these same terrorists. Who laid curses on these Igbo politicians? That is the question you should be asking yourself. This man that is talking here, this Osita Isunasu, who laid curses on him? Enyinnaya Iberibe. Who laid curses on Enyinnaya Iberibe? Who laid curses on Enyinnaya Iberibe? I'm asking a very simple question. Who laid curses on them? All the Igbo elite and politicians that you see them everywhere making noise. Who laid curses on them? While the Oduduwa and the Yoruba Republic are standing up, and even Shetima He's also standing up and telling you, don't crush the terrorists from the far north. Don't touch them. But the Igbo politicians are actually digging the graves of their own children. Who laid curses on all of you? That is the question you all should be asking yourselves. Please, if you want to comment in the program, the floor is open now. You can comment by clicking the link. Click the link and come into the studio and pick the mic and give your say. And let me play another video so that you see how their dirty pot-belly politicians, what they are doing. Because it's very hard to comprehend when you see what these people are doing.
I know whom I am not. I have South Florida constituency, the National Assembly. I am the primary representative of Nnamdi Kanu. We're very disappointed in the ruling of the court today, where especially the court took a position that the extraordinary rendition was not going to be part of the consideration today. But he, however, to be fair to him, said if we can prove that there were extraordinary rendition, then that would change his consideration. So we are coming back.
That is the strategy that the Igbo politicians gave to the courts to use. They gave it to them that they should use this strategy to say that they are not aware of the extraordinary rendition. Yes. So, you saying you are very disappointed. No, you don't have to be disappointed. You have to be happy. Yes. That your fellow colleagues, that they have done what they wanted to do. Yes. You have to be happy that they have achieved what they wanted to do.
I've been assured by the lawyers that they are coming back to show that proof. One, the issue of jurisdiction. We will now know whether this court has jurisdiction or not. That's number one. Then number two, there seems, I keep saying it, there seems to be two sets of rules in this country. One for the Igbo man and the other one for every other Nigerian. Where every other Nigerian gets a reprieve, the Igbo man would not get a reprieve.
Yes, because Igbo man arranged the death of Nnamdi Kanu and sold him out. So tell me how the Nigerian terrorist government will respect Igbo man when they find them in their custody. You see, Fulani terrorists and their politicians, Nigerian terrorist government don't joke with them because they are coming out every day to solicit and to stand in for their Fulani terrorist brothers. They are the ones soliciting that you must have a peace deal with the Fulani terrorist brothers. But this is what you get from Igbo man.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
This is where they call for the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Simon Ekpa. This is what Igbo politician is doing. And then you are there crying in the court and say, oh, Nigerian government are treating Igbo man different and treating Fulani man different and treating Yoruba man different. Didn't I just tell you how Yoruba man was treated? Was it Igbo man that traveled to Benin Republic to make sure they stop the kidnapping of Sunday Igbo. Was it Igbo man that did it? No. It was a Yoruba man, Yoruba elders, Yoruba politicians, Yoruba elite. Obasanjo led the delegation, and all of them followed. They all traveled to Benin Republic. These are Yoruba elders and politicians. That is what they did. And that is why Nigeria do what? Respect and fear their politicians and fear their elders. So they cannot turn their matter the way they are turning your own, because you have sold your respect by selling out your own son, by selling out your own brother who is fighting for Biafra independence. So stop making the comparison and telling people, oh, in this country, there are two laws. One law for other Nigerians and another law for Igbo man. Nonsense. You people are talking bullshit, because you are the problems of the Biafran people. You are the problems of Nnamdi Kanu. You are the problems of the Biafra independence today. You are the one causing the problems. Yes. Gumi, with all the Fulani politicians and senators, they are the one canvassing and making sure Nigeria government sit down and negotiate with the Boko Haram and the terrorists. Do you know what they call them? They are not calling them terrorists. They say don't call them terrorists. They say they should call them bandits, so that none of you will take it serious that they are terrorists. But which people proscribe IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra? It was Igbo politicians, not Nigerian government. Igbo politicians stood up. They gathered themselves, whether in Enugu or whether in Imo State or Anambra. They had a meeting. They came out and pronounced and say IPOB activities from this day has been proscribed as a terrorist organization. They gave the inch to Abuja to now climb on it. Now tell me, Yoruba elders have not come out to proscribe the Yoruba or the Oduduwa agitation of independence as a terrorist group. So if the Yoruba elders don't do it, what will give the Nigerian terrorist government the power to do it? And how will Nigerian terrorist government come and dip their fingers on the eyes of the Yoruba elders? No, it cannot happen. So stop disgracing yourself speaking. I respected you so much, but when I see that you're speaking nonsense, that respect will come down. My own, I know the look face. I will tell you what I have to tell you. You don't feed me, even if you feed me. The food where you give me, now once I go eat your food and then I decide not to eat again. Yes. And I will look for another place to eat. So if you think it's because you give me food, fuck off with your food. Yes. You don't own my life. Fulani elders have not come out to say that they are terrorists. They say they should call them bandits. That bandits are fighting for survival of food to eat. So don't dare call them terrorists. That is why Fox News was telling you, why are the mainstream media not picking the news? I ask you, if you are the mainstream media, will you go and pick a news where they say bandits invade a community, they go in search of food to eat, they ransack community and then they steal cows, steal goats, steal dog, steal bicycle, steal motorcycle? Is that the kind of news you want to go and carry? Because you're describing them as bandits. Bandits are not supposed to annihilate communities and to cut babies to pieces with knives. Bandits are not supposed to cut people's throat and cut pregnant women into two and remove their babies and take the private part and all the body to go and sell for something. Bandits are not supposed to burn down communities and then the people will be running away to go and look for another place to live. That is not bandits. Those are terrorists. But the Fulani terrorist elders tell you, federal government, if you call our brothers and children and our bandits terrorists, that they will come back and kill all of you. It's a threat that they are giving to the Nigerian government, and they obey it. And so, what happens? What then happens is that when you fool who call yourself Igbo politician, who want to remain as a senator of Nigeria, who want to remain as a president of Nigeria, who want to remain as the Senate president, House of Rep members, you come out and then you start saying, hey, in this country, there are two laws that are involved. One law for the Yoruba man, another law for Igbo man, another law for the Fulani man, another law for the Yoruba man. You are a bunkum because you're the highest betrayer that we have ever seen. If you did not make 2 laws to exist, or 3 laws, or 4 laws, or 5 laws, how did you sell Nnamdi Kanu out and allow him to be kidnapped? You worked it out for him to be kidnapped. Since I put my leg in this Biafra in 2015, all I have seen has been backlash from where? Igbo politicians fighting against Nnamdi Kanu because of Biafra, instead of them giving all their support for Biafra to come. Rather, they have all been fighting against the Biafra. They fight against it and they went to his house to go and kill him. When he escaped and hid in Israel and later resurfaced again, they say, oh, so he did not die. Oh, this time we are going to kill him. This last time now, they connive with DOS and his brother, Mazi Kanunta Kanu. They kidnap him in Kenya. He tried to kill him and then he died. He passed out after they beat him to nonsense. But God later brought back life into him. And today, still alive, they brought him to come and keep him as a truce. They decided to bring him to keep as a truce to block Biafra. Because they know, if they kill Nnamdi Kanu, that the fight will escalate in a very high scale. Nothing will stop the Biafra. So they put Nnamdi Kanu now as a condition. They put him down as a condition to be bending us down. If we want to explode on Biafra now and to do anything now, they will use Nnamdi Kanu to soften our trigger. Anything we want to do, they will use Nnamdi Kanu to soften our trigger. Anything we want to do, they will use Nnamdi Kanu to soften our trigger. So, all of you that are there shouting and making noise and say, oh, there are 2 laws and 3 laws in Nigeria. No, the 2 laws and 3 laws does not exist. It is because of your betrayal that they don't see you finish. When you sell your brother, the people that bought it from you can never regard you nor respect you anymore. That is the point. Rage and Fury, welcome to the studio and go ahead before your network scramble. They will from here.
They were watching a cave. My honorable minister. Good evening from my location, sir. I hope I'm coming out.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you very much, sir. I greet you. Oganega Lowe. Greetings to you, great Biafrans all over the world, our freedom lovers. Greetings to all our leaders from time immemorial to this very present day. Greetings to all the financial donor, all the media team. Greetings to the entire Biafra Defense Forces that comprises the Biafra Liberation Army, Biafra Resistance Fighter, Biafra Navy, Biafra Air Force, and every armed group that is under the Biafra Defense Forces that is defending the babies, women, and children of Biafra, the old fathers and mothers, the civilian populace, especially the Christians upon whom this
Rage and Fury, did we lose your connection? Did we lose your connection, Rage and Fury? We can't hear you anymore. We can't hear you anymore, Rage and Fury. I think we lost your connection. We lost your connection. We can't hear you anymore. Okay, go in and come back again. All right, we have another caller on the line, and that is our Honorable APM on the line. Honorable APM, welcome to the program, and Biafrans are listening to you. His Excellency, the Biafran people APM. They were from here.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Information, and I must commend your great work and courage. Biafran people love you, and we appreciate you. It's time that we expose the Igbo politicians that have colluded with the Nigerian terrorist state. Good evening from here. Greetings, fellow Biafrans. My name is Mazi Ogechuku Nkere, a Biafra Republic government in exile acting Prime Minister. For a few days now, we have been speaking louder, more than before. We are getting to the root of the problem. We are trying to educate the Biafran people what they need to know and how we get here. We have a lot of saboteurs in our midst that have colluded with the terrorist state of Nigeria, with the Islamic jihadists, those that have come to the radical jihadists, those that have come to Islamize us, to take over our land and to wipe us out, annihilate us. They never want our existence. It's not just that they're trying to Islamize us. They don't want to even coexist with us. Because if they do, they will reside in that northern part of Nigeria, and we all will coexist as neighbors or as fellow Christian, as fellow countrymen. But rather, even in the north, Biafrans are being killed or massacred. In the southwest, in the south, in the southeast, Biafrans are being killed and massacred. When you hear the report of Christians being killed in Nigeria, first of all, you ask yourself a question. What is the population of Christians in Nigeria? When you think about the north part of the country, the east part of the country, the south west of the country, what is the percentage of the Biafrans as Christians? The Biafrans are over 70 to 80%. Majority of the Christians are Biafrans. So Biafrans are the ones that have been massacred. Biafrans are the ones that have been killed. Biafran people, behold, the number one enemy that have colluded in the state is the so-called Igbo elite, so-called the Igbo politicians that have colluded with the Nigerian terrorists. It's time to hold them accountable. They cannot keep bringing these terrorists to our land to kill us. No one have the monopoly of violence. No one have monopoly of violence. So it's time that we fight. It's time that we hold those accountable, those that are bringing these evil people. No one has the monopoly of violence. Please, if you're a Biafra and you are listening to me, please, we beg of you, since we identify the cause of our problem, we need to do everything that we can to face it, and that is to hold those accountable that have bring these terrorists to our land. We encourage every Biafran to do the needful, to do that which is right, by holding those accountable, those that have come to kill us, those that have come to take our life. We cannot be quiet. If not, we all die. And if we see what is happening in the Oduduwa side, the Yoruba people, sadly, they are speaking out not because they mean it. These people colluded with the Nigerian terrorist state. They're part of the genocidal. They participated in the genocidal war against the Biafran people. And we can't let this their game and drama. We cannot fall on this cheap game that they have come to play. They never straightforward. These people will remember during the genocidal war what happened. When you talk about the generals, the majors during the war, they are all of Yoruba, Oduduwa extraction. The Oduduwa and the middle belt of which, as of that time, you have fewer generals, majors from the northern part of Nigeria. So this they are crying now is just a fake cry. Please, we Biafran people will be very, very vigilant, because these are the same people that have colluded pure Biafran people. And them and the north, the Oduduwa and the north, where I actually keep talking about the Oduduwa Republic, or the southwest part of Nigeria recently, is because of their participation. Because it breaks my heart. We don't really talk about them. Because if you go to Lagos State, in the same country called Nigeria now, you will find out that Biafran business are being destroyed. You will find out that Biafran houses, whoever meant well for you will not destroy your business, and your business is, only what will sustain your livelihood. Without the money you make from your business, I don't know how you'll be able to live. They destroy the Biafran's businesses. They also destroy the Biafran's houses where they will shelter. Where after finishing their daily business, at least you're supposed to have a place you call home. When someone destroy your business and destroy where you put your head at night, at least where you have as a shelter, that person is, very evil, don't know well. And people that are doing this are the elites, those in power, those politicians. And the so-called Yoruba, this 130 group organization or whatever, they are not calling out what they are doing to the Biafran people. But they are worried about the invasion of the southwest. What about them killing Biafran? Then when you go to the north, the same thing is happening. So the north and the southwest They collude. They collude to kill Biafran people. So they both are fighting Biafran because both sides benefit from Nigeria. Go to the southwest, you have liaison offices, embassy, you call it. Go to the north, you have embassies, liaison offices. Go to the southwest, the seaport is working. The airport is working. Then go to Biafra land. They make sure that the seaport in Biafra land does work. They make sure that the airport is just like a vacant house. So likewise, the north. So the Yoruba people and the Fulani and the Hausa, they have divided, they have shared Nigeria. So they can go and coexist. And why they are doing what they are doing now is that they found out that Biafran people are living. So, and they will find it difficult to deal with the Hausa Fulani. So they can both have Nigeria. We are not part of Nigeria. We are living Nigeria. We already declare we already declare Biafra. So, and when you talk about the president of the current country called Nigeria, it's from the Oduduwa. It's a Yoruba. So their brother or their father or their uncle called Tinubu is the one bringing the so-called terrorists. So they are all terrorists. So that's why they don't have to complain. Let them deal with it. Let the Fulani terrorists or whatever you call them, they can go and have the Yoruba land. They are all the same people. They have to shut up and stop taking themselves. Enough of this nonsense. We Biafrans, we just have to do what is right and get the hell out of most of these people. They are just all evil. Their brother called Tinubu is Oduduwa. He's a Yoruba man. He's from Southwest. So he is the one that have colluded. He sponsored the terrorists. So they know what they are doing. We don't want to fall in this their cheap games. Please, Biafrans, hold those that have come to kill you accountable. Hold the politicians accountable. Do whatever you can do. Hold them accountable. This drama, this game, we don't want to be part of it anymore. We are tired of it. They have killed us enough. During the war, the Oduduwa fake people, they collude with the North. Now they're pretending, talking about genocide. Go and ask the former president called, what is this full useless man again? Abiola, right? No. Obasanjo. Obasanjo killed Biafran in thousands, in millions. So we are the victim of genocide during the genocidal war. The Yoruba people, they haven't fought war before. What happened is that they collude with the North to, they kill Biafrans in millions. Please, we don't want to fall for this blackmail trying to deceive the entire world like if anything is happening in Yoruba land. Yoruba people and the Fulani jihadist terrorists, they are all the same. If they're not the same, these 130 Yoruba organizations, why, if they are not the same, they're supposed to be condemning the government of Nigeria. They're supposed to be condemning the governor of Lagos State. They're supposed to be asking questions. Why are they destroying the property of the Biafra? They're supposed to ask questions. Why are they demolishing Biafran houses? These evil people don't. So please, fellow Biafrans, I think it's time we focus on what is happening in Biafra land and fight hard, hold those accountable, both your Hanese, Igbo, Hanese, whatever, all these groups, the fake ones that are working, that are colluded to work at this, the Biafran freedom, we need to hold them accountable. So they are fake. And Onyendu, Nnamdi Kanu lawyer, we said it yesterday, I don't think we have faith in them. We don't know what they are doing. We are on countdown of 8 days. So in the next few days, I believe in the next 4 days, we'll start to ask questions again. How far? What's going on? If anything happened to our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, we'll hold the legal team accountable. We will hold our leader, Nnamdi Kanu sibling, especially the one they call Kanu, accountable. They will give them condition. We are watching. Thank you, fellow Biafrans, and thank you, Minister of Information, for this fine program. I think we need to educate Biafran people. Those that we need to accountable, because these people that have colluded to work against Biafran people, they don't have the monopoly of violence, and they don't have the right to take any Biafran life. Likewise, this cry from the southwest, they can cry to the north. Crying to the UN will not solve the problem. I don't know how quick or how so soon they forgot how they collude with the Nigerian terrorists to kill over 5 million Biafrans. They too will suffer the consequences of their action towards the Biafran people. Thank you, and thank you, Biafrans. Please let us all do the right thing by protecting our freedom. And we need to hold those accountable, those that have come to kill Biafra or those that have colluded with the enemy of Biafra. Biafra land can never be Islamized. Our land can never be overrun. We'll do everything possible to protect our land from the invaders. Both the enemy within and the enemy outside will hold them accountable. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, APM. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling in. Thank you. Rage, you're back. Over to you. Take the mic. Rage and Fury, over to you. You have the mic.
Can I be heard, sir?
Yes,
Can I
sir.
be heard?
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, thank you very much. The network is trying to deal with me seriously here. My Honorable Acting Prime Minister, Your Excellency, I greet you from here. Sir. Like I said before, I greet all great Biafrans and freedom lovers, especially our mothers that are fighting so hard for the freedom of their children. You know, Igbo elders have become a curse in this our generation. When I say Igbo elders, that extends to Isoko and Urobo. Because when the Igbo elders were calling for the kidnap and the killing of their own people, no Isoko elder that rose up to condemn it. That this thing that you are doing is bad. Stop it. So all of them, they have become a curse, and it's quite unfortunate because the elder of these days are not the way elders used to be when we were growing up. When we were growing up, our fathers would sacrifice their lives in the place of our lives. They would do everything to see that they give us a better future. But nowadays, elders, because they feel like they don't have much years to live, some of them don't have more than 5 years, maybe 10 years. So whatever comes their way, they take and they sell their children to be killed. They collide or they connive with the enemies, the terrorists, bring the terrorists by themselves to slaughter their children in exchange for money, for financial gain, in exchange for cars. This is why you see some of our elders driving 5 Jeep. They don't even care about the future of their children. And these so-called elders, they will be using the Jeep to oppress the less privileged to the cause. Believe you me, there are some things that need that awareness don't need to be created about. You understand? Who will say that they don't know our problem? We know our problem. We know that the politicians, the stooges, court politicians in our regions are the ones that are being used to oppress us, to enslave us, to kill us, to dehumanize us. You understand? So let the needful be done, because in a country, what military should do if a civilian goes to do it, it becomes a crime. If there's terrorist invasion in a country and if a civilian goes to confront terrorists to kill him, you know, it's murder.
Oh, Rage and Fury network is playing pranks on you. Sorry about that. So let me display something on the screen before we wrap it up. Now, this is Niger State. And what you can see here are women and children and men fleeing their homeland. They are fleeing their homeland because of the Islamic jihadist terrorists. They are fleeing their homeland. And as the Nigerian media are, which has made the reportage of the terrorist invasion not to go anywhere, they are reporting it as a bandit, where you see that terrorists have taken over communities and you're reporting it as bandits. So this is in the night where terrorists have invaded their communities, and then they have to start running, moving out so that they can save this baby. This baby you see on the back here, so that this baby can be alive. They are running out of their homes. Who knows if even as they are running out now, the terrorists will catch them on the way and kill this baby now. Who knows? They don't know when they are going to die in the hand of the Boko Haram terrorists. Now, in Biafra land, the Biafra Defense Forces are stopping the terrorists like this from waking you up from your sleep and pursuing you all out of your homes. Because Biafra Defense Forces exist, you relax yourself in your house. You don't feel as if there is terrorist invasion. And these politicians that we have, they want you to be running out of your homes like this mother is running out with the baby in the middle of the night. That is why, sorry, they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu. And they want all Biafra Defense Forces eliminated. And they want Mazi Simon Ekpa dead. They don't want Biafra independence. That's why we are telling you, look for these politicians and hold them accountable. Hold them accountable for the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Hold them accountable for going against Biafra. Hold them accountable for wanting to eliminate your babies, women, and children. Just watch this video and see how this mother is trying to escape to save the life of her baby so that the Boko Haram terrorists that are coming will not slaughter them in the night.
To na uwayenku ya fita sata gaba ku ga kan da ba o su kenan bayan ku ina tsare mu kawo yawa ƙarfi hijama shi Hassan hakun kai kenan a to ai to mu jan na bari yau kwana mu jan ku ya tsaya dogo har da kai kana gudu Allah kare mu amin kanka to can ba ka na gane a'a suna can ƙasa can ka cikin dajin nan ku ce ku je da suka za su dawo ai ai hakuri a wuce
ba ta wala langa tana can mun baro da sa an cin mahauci
to kina jarira kina ga nan baya Allah sauke kina gurin hijira
wai
kina Allah hana su bacci sai suka hana mana bacci suna Allah hana su bacci Allah berani
Cikana cikin rami.
Ku yi a hankali. Ko da kika shi yau. Mu je mu faɗi. Mu je ku.
Yan talla ne nan. Masu su ne hana.
To, wuce mu je.
Suna gida ko?
Ku ne?
Mu ne.
Kai, wallahi. Abu da ci gaba da tafiya ka tun da sauran da sun wuce.
Su an gane zam muke ji.
Allah ka mana sauki. Kai sanin ku. Ka na illallah. Allah tsare. Allah tsare. Ina ta sanin ku. Ta da ke cikin gudun hijira. Allah tsare. Sanin ku. Mana sani yaran lai mana zanga kakulo haka kai bush ma God ya kana kanzon ba bai dan nake ba dai na muna cikin hali yanzu ga an taimako don Allah na bukata a taimaka mana da Allah don annabi saboda cikin daji muke yanzu na cikin labaye muke ma cikin daji cikin daren ga mu da iyalan mu da tsoron ya'yan mu duka gaba daya da Allah ya taimaka mana kai kawo kana da abin da zaka ce dole na ganin ce tsara yayin da yawa kuma ga mutane da yara suna kuka kuma ga bane
So, as these people started wandering from their homes out, nobody knows if the road that they are taking, if the terrorists will cut the babies down. Now, I don't know if the senators we have in Biafra land that are serving the interests of one Nigeria, I don't know if they want to be seeing our babies being packaged and haulaged out of Biafra land like this in the middle of the night. I don't know if that is what they want to see. Before you stop fighting against Biafra. This is in Yoruba land. And the Yorubas are already running away from their homelands. When you start running out of your lands and then you leave the land for the occupiers, the terrorist occupiers that are coming, that means you have been conquered. You have been conquered. The Biafran people refuse to be conquered. You have gallant men and women who are standing their ground in the Biafra Defense Forces to defend Biafra land, put their lives on the line. They want to defend Biafra land. That is why it is only in Biafra land that people are not running away from their ancestral lands like this and leaving it for the terrorists to come and occupy. Because if we were running away from our lands like this, by now, there will be no land called Biafra land again. The terrorists would have taken over everything. So if Biafran people have been fighting a resistive force and standing their ground against these terrorists all these years coming down, and they have not abandoned and allowed these terrorists to penetrate and to take over our land. With all the sabotage that we are facing from these, our political criminals that call themselves senators and ministers and governors serving the interests of one Nigeria in Biafra land, Biafran people have not backed down. They have not allowed Biafra land to be taken over by the terrorists that everybody start fleeing in the middle of the night. So, if you do not understand what Biafra Defense Forces are doing, go and ask the Yoruba people why they are fleeing their lands. Yes, because in Biafra land, you are not fleeing your lands for the terrorists. If you're fleeing a particular place, you're fleeing that place because Biafra army are engaging the terrorists and the terrorists are coming over to those places. But you're not leaving your land and then running down to Yoruba land. No, Biafra army is not allowing that to happen. That is why you have to support the Biafra Liberation Army. No matter what you see these senators do, this should be a case study to you to see what is happening to this baby. These are babies. These are babies that their mothers are trying to save their lives in the night. The mothers are not even concerned about their own lives, but they are concerned about these babies, the babies in their back. Because the terrorists, when they come, they start to slaughter the babies, the women, the children before they even look for men. So for the life of these little babies not to be cut short, you see how they are wandering in the middle of the night. They don't even know where they are going. They don't know if where they are going, if the terrorists will cut their life short on the way. This is how far Nigeria has become. This is how far the terrorists have taken over. And this is why Biafran people must stand their ground and continue to support the BDF while holding these terrorist politicians that we have here accountable. Our original CEO is welcome to the studio. You will have the mic.
Yeah, good evening, Mazi Sani, and good evening, all Biafrans who are listening. Thank you very much, my APM, for coming up to talk to Biafrans. Mazi, I'm going to speak just a little bit on, because you've really touched a whole lot of what is going on, but I'm going to speak a little bit on, you see this 130 Yoruba groups that have gone to the United Nations. Now, I'm going to see it from a different point. These groups of people, whether they are sincere with their actions or not, it shows people fighting on a united front. Be it in the destruction of the properties of Biafran people in Lagos and other parts of the territory called Nigeria, they are all united in doing what they are doing. Same thing with the terrorists that are killing people both in the north, those in uniform coming down to our place in the name of military to slaughter our babies, women, and children. Our men, making sure that our people can, live their normal lives. All these people are united in whatever it is that they choose to do. The terrorists that are coming, they have different terrorist organizations. You've never heard that this other terrorist organization are fighting the other terrorist organization because they want to control this territory. No. They are fighting on one purpose: to destroy the Biafran people, to destroy the Biafran movement, including the terrorist Igbo politicians, the stooges of the Nigerian terrorist states that we have in our land. All these people are united against my people. So I ask my people, what is stopping us from uniting with our funds to support our defense forces? The only people who have made sure that the Nigerian chief military and all of that went to their red chamber to cry, the only people that made sure that when the terrorists come into our territory, they live in body bags. Why is it difficult for my people to unite against the people who have united against them? In Lagos, our people continue to buy lagoons and fill them up to build houses, to build where they pack their goods. But they cannot unite to fight the people who are killing their women and their children. My brother Rage and Fury said something here. In the past, while we were growing up, our fathers will do everything to protect us. They will give their own lives to make sure that we are alive, that we are okay. But today, the reverse is the case. You that is in Lagos, you that is in Abuja doing your business, you that is in Ochanja, you that is in Abia, Aba, wherever you are doing your business, do you think that without the Biafran Defense Forces, that you will still be able to do what you're doing there? Do you really think, tell yourself the truth, do you think that without the Biafran Defense Forces, that you will still be able to do what you're doing? That without our leader Nnamdi Kanu and our leader Simon Eba, and now our APM, who has continued to make sure that everything that these leaders put in place stands and continues to roll? Do you think that without these people's efforts, that you will be able to continue that business you're doing? I don't think so. Because if not for all these people that I just mentioned today, believe me, the terrorists in Nigeria and their friends would have run us all over. They would have killed you that is in diaspora, you that is in Lagos. They would have killed your family and will force you either to come back to bury your loved ones. And when you come back, guess what? They will kill you too. Because nobody is exempted from this killing. The Nigerian terrorism does not stop at one person. Once they start killing, they kill everybody. So I want to ask our people to please forget everything that you hold against this person, against that person. Bring in your funds. That fund that you have made, bring it in to save your people. Be it in the form of IOU loan, be it in a form where you know now that you are a patriotic citizen, a patriotic Biafran. Bring in your funds for us to be able to fight our enemies. The truth is this: if anyone tells you that we are going to be a free people without a fight, the person is deceiving you. The person is lying to you. And this fight starts with us dealing with the people who are holding us down, which is the terrorist political elites and the politicians that are working for the Nigerian state against Biafran people. We went to Washington. We went to for a congressional briefing. That is a very big milestone that we have taken. Just like the Yorubas who are going to the United Nations today. 130 groups united over the cause of the Yoruba land. Even though their women and children are running away from their homes today, if not for the Biafran Defense Forces, worse would have been your own path. Worse would have been your case. If you live in diaspora, we had, what is his name? The killer Pitobi, the one that massacred our people and dumped them in his river, who just came to the United States. What did he come here to do? Not to talk about the people that, our people that have been massacred. No. He came here to campaign for election, campaigning for 2027 that he doesn't know if he or his kin will be alive to witness. That is what he came here to do. So I advise and I admonish every Biafran that is hearing us, join us in what we are doing. Be a part of this. Let us unite in this fight against these terrorists that have come to kill our children, that have come to take our land, our ancestral inheritance from us. United, we will be able to fight this fight and win at once and faster. But the more we keep ignoring this, the harder it's going to be. Ndị Igbo si na anyụ kọọ mamịrị ọ n'ọgba ụfụfụ. Na-eme ngwa ngwa, anyị ga-emeghere ọdachi. If we don't do fast right now, when it becomes late, I promise you, you will call the Biafran Defense Forces and you wouldn't see them. By that time, I don't know what you're going to, I don't know who you're going to call for help at that time. I don't know if you're going to run to Ghana, or maybe you're going to run to Cameroon that is busy killing our sisters and our brothers in Ambazonia. Or you're going to run to Niger, who are still busy fighting the terrorists in their own territory. You will have no place to go. So right now that we have our angels, the men and women that God has given us, we must unite and fight this. This unity we are calling for, we must unite not just by mouth, but with our finances. There is no fight, there's no war that is fought in this life without money. Ukraine, they are still running around looking for fund. The same thing with Israel, why they were fighting. Why, as they are fighting, everywhere that they are fighting, they are seeking for fund. So ours will not be different. We ask our people in Lagos, our people in Abuja, all these people who have businesses, give us your IOU loan. It is a very important part of the fight. Your fund is a very important part of this fight. Thank you so much, Mazi Sonny, for all these analysis you've done today. Onyanwente, Yanoro, if you have ears, you better hear. Daluno, Dalun everyone.
Thank you, Machineke. Thank you so much. Thank you. And there is another video here before we wrap it up. This is a mother still in Yoruba land. From the story here, the Nigerian terrorist government have taken weapons away from the vigilantes and their husbands and hunters and family members and everyone. So as they disarm them and collect them all the weapons, they now unleash the Fulani terrorists and the Boko Haram to infiltrate their communities, and then they come and kill their children, their husband, their sons. This woman is here on the floor lamenting and crying and wailing with the dead body of her family. Make una watch you.
Wọ́n ti pa mí lọ́kọ o. Bí ilé yẹn kámẹ́rà mi wo kámẹ́rà ara mi o. Ìjọba Kwara wọ́n ti pa mí lọ́kọ. Wọ́n ti pa mí lọ́kọ o. Ìjọba Kwara àwọn DSS gbébọn fáwọn méjì aláwọn gbàbọ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọdẹ Yorùbá. Wọ́n ti pọkọ mi o. Wọ́n ti pọkọ mi, ọkọ mi lọ lé ni o. Ọkọ mi bọ̀ wá lé ni o. Ọkọ mi dékèrè ajé wọ́n fọ́ gíláàsì mọ́tò wọ́n pa àbúrò wọn pẹ̀. Wọ́n tún pọkọ àbúrò rẹ̀. Ìjọba Kwara àwọn méjìlá àti ìgbékùn olè èèyàn 14 náà pa o. Ọdẹ bíi 10 ti kú. wọ́n sì ti gbé èèyàn lọ́gbọ́kọ̀ àtìyàwó lọ. Ẹ rí mi báyìí o, òkè ọdẹ la wà. Òkè ọdẹ ti tún tú lọ o. Stéṣọ̀ òkè ọdẹ la wà. Ọkàn àwọn ọlọ́pàá gùn balẹ̀ kò sí tágbà àwọn ká. Ẹ rí mi báyìí, ọkọ mi mo jòkó tì yìí. Ìsọ̀nà ni wọ́n lè sá fún. Yìí lè sá fòkù ọkọ mi, ẹwọ ọkọ mi nẹ̀lẹ̀. Ẹwọ ọkọ mi, ẹwọ ọ̀rẹ́ ọkọ mi. Ẹ rí wọn lẹ̀lẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin kíní yìí ìjọba Kwara kò ní dá fún yín. Ẹ̀yin inú ọlọ́ọ̀nù. Gómìnà wa dákẹ́ wá rán DSS wá DSS olókìní tán ní kóló. Kóló kọ́pítà alálẹ́ ní kọ́pítà ọmọ kọjá. Alálẹ́. Torútorú ìjẹ́ tó bá yìí ti kọjá báyìí wọ́n lọ ṣiṣẹ́ níbì kan. Torútorú ní kọ́pítà ọmọ kọjá ọ̀sán gan-an wá yìí o. Aago 7 àárọ̀ náà wá yìí o. Aago 7 àárọ̀. Ẹ rí báyìí. Ẹ rí mi báyìí o.
The question now you should ask this idiot here that say Biafra is his problem. Biafra Liberation Army is his problem. Simon Ekpa is his problem. Nnamdi Kanu is his problem. What can you do to save these woman children now that have been slaughtered and she's crying and lamenting? This is what we are stopping in Biafra land. This is what Simon Ekpa, that you're shouting his name, is fighting for to stop. This is what Nnamdi Kanu, that all of you want to die in detention, that you people kidnap him and lock him up, is working to stop. This is what the Biafra Liberation Army is working to stop. While you people stand here in the National Assembly to read a long note and tell us that Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, Biafra Army should be stopped so that Nigeria will not come to the reality of the day. The reality of the day is facing everybody today. Before you lock up Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa, before you go after Biafra Army, people have been asking questions, why is it that you go after this Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra Army? So they have been able to find out, to know the reality. And why you still go about hunting Biafra people, the reality is facing everybody now, and they are seeing it. While you continue to lament that Simon Ekpa is your problem. Biafra independence is your problem. You are not seeing the terrorists that is ravaging people's community, sending out babies, women, and children from their homes in the midnight, while this mother here is weeping over her own children and husband that has been wiped out by the terrorists. DSS came and collected all their weapons in the community. After collecting, they unleashed the terrorists to invade their communities and slaughter all of them. Can you see that? Then this idiot here, his problem is Biafra.
Mr. President, the Senate is worried that if the activities of Simon Ekpa, who is issuing the illegal sit-at-home order, is not checked, he may succeed in corrupting the minds of Nigerian youths and turning them against the government of Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolved to condemn the sit-at-home in totality, as well as the nefarious activities of Simon Ekpa, who is the gang leader.
Biafra Oracle, welcome to the studio. If your network is okay, you can go ahead. We have 3 minutes. Biafra Oracle, can you hear me?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all.
I can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Go ahead and speak.
Yes,
I can hear you. Go ahead and speak.
Yeah, my able information minister, good evening from here. Quickly, this thing we are talking about here, you can see such a grown man on the screen, and thinking he is wise, not knowing that he is, such a foolish somebody. Can you see him start, selling himself, selling himself for cover, thinking he's selling other people. He's doing himself good. And like you rightly said, and it messed themselves up this way, and then other parts of the country will take them. So I don't understand that politics is always a game of interest. It's always a game of interest. And that interest is the interest that the first of the interest is the interest that of your own people, your own side, where you come from. Do your bargaining and then bring back the whatever you can bargain and bring it back home. The Igbo politicians don't understand this. What they understand is go out there, sell whoever you want, you can sell, and take the money into your pocket. And as they go, the police sold themselves. After selling themselves, they come back to demanding for respect. Impossible. Very, very impossible.
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Continue.
Am I coming out?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sometimes I do this thing.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes. Go ahead. Go ahead. I can hear you.
And I'll come in. Okay. These people have gone to sell themselves for cover, and they sold them. After selling themselves, they come. Demand.
All right. We're sorry, Biafra Oracle, your network is bad, and we hope you get it better when you come back next time. So we salute all Biafrans, and we have to wrap it up here so that we can follow up other engagements. Biafran people, you have to hold these people you see here accountable for the imprisonment of our leaders, Nnamdi Kanu and our Prime Minister, and also every Biafran that has been kidnapped and imprisoned and forcefully disappeared by Nigerian terrorist government. And all the roadblocks that you see and the checkpoint, the kidnapping and the burning of houses, taking over of communities, it is done by these politicians. Question you should ask yourself is, where have you seen Igbo, these Yoruba politicians and Fulani politicians bringing Nigerian terrorists to come and start burning their people's houses and their homes? You don't see it happen. But in Biafra land, that is what these terrorist politicians that you see here standing to speak in the National Assembly, that is what they are doing in Biafra land. They are the people responsible for the massacre of all the Biafrans that you are crying every day. While you see unity from the 130 Yoruba groups coming together to fight the terrorists, Igbo politicians, what are they doing? They are coming together to look for their pockets, their money, their political position in Nigerian politics. Then they decide to use Biafra as a bargaining point. They use Nnamdi Kanu to kidnap him and hand him over to Nigeria. They use Simon Ekpa. They use Biafra Army. They use Biafra independence as a bargaining point to gain their relevance. That is why you must know that they are your problems. They are the people that jail Nnamdi Kanu. They are the people that want Biafra to end. They are the people that want all the Biafra Liberation Army to be eliminated. They are the people that want you to be eliminated. So what do you have to do? Go and hold them accountable if you want Biafra independence, if you want Nnamdi Kanu release. Stop lamenting. The time of lamentation is over and out. I salute all of you. Continue to support Biafra Defense Forces. Continue to support BRGIA and join us in all our activities. Do not wait until we have fundraising on Saturday or town hall meeting on Sunday before you visit the website. Visit the BRGIA website and make your donations to contribute to the growth of Biafra and to the freedom of the Biafran people. I salute you all, and super thanks to all of you that made it happen in the UK town hall meeting. We look forward to seeing more of you. And those that are on the fence, please come down from the fence. The time of being on the fence is over. You can see the Yoruba people that were on the fence. Bullet is picking many of them on the fence, and many of them are forced to come down. And they are beginning to start carrying their dead bodies now. And they are beginning to start writing petition and planning of how to face the terrorists. They were seated on the fence before, using us to play the chess game, using us to play their politics. When Biafrans were massacred, they used us to do content creation. When Biafran is kidnapped, they use us to do content creation. When Biafran is kidnapped, they use us to do popularity in the media. They use us to speak grammar and to do journalism and to write all kinds of long epistles. But today, what happened to Biafran people that made us to wake up and start fighting is happening to them kodo. And they are coming together to fight the terrorists. Let them enjoy their own show now, because it is their lands that they are running away from their land. They have even handed over their lands already. Many of them have been conquered already. Imagine when you are running out of your land, you abandon the land and give the terrorists. That means you are conquered already. The Biafran people are not conquered. They have been fighting all this while. So, airborne to the Biafra Defense Forces, airborne to our leaders, and airborne to all Biafrans that have survived on this Biafra freedom to this very day.